Okay, so as I say, posture, yeah, I mean, you're slightly taller there. I wouldn't say taller is necessarily better, as in more upright this way compared to that way. The back needs to be straighter, but you might find being a little bit more tall in your setup helps you turn. So that's an easier way. If you do that, that's fine. We don't want to be bending down. Ideally, the spine to be nice and tall this way.
You want slightly more bend from the hips.
I mean, these hips could go a little bit more kind of that way, but the moment where you're at is actually fine because the results of the shots are pretty good. What you got to do, I didn't unfortunately catch it on camera, but as we said, start off with the club kind of up here like a sword. Okay, so there's your club head, and at that position now, we're going to turn the club face effectively down to the ground. So from sort of 12 o'clock, turn to 11 o'clock, yeah?
Right.
Then drop it back down, and then you sort of twist your body into position, okay? Once you're in that position, you're able to turn the body better. So we're going to get the club, the body, the hands, the hips, all working back around your body this way. So this is your previous swing now as you went back. Just basically arms lifting that club on the way back here. Again, a lot of this movement here is someone just trying to start it this way, anticipating the ball's going to do that. So you pick the club up here now. Gets quite steep there. As you then come back down, we sort of get onto those yellow lines. You can see your right forearm. At this point now, your glove hand is aiming. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah, you smash that pane of glass there. Compared to this one, where we now sort of say, okay, I'm going to turn my right side. The club now is working nearer your body. The club face is in a good position there now.
Hips are still not coming around.
Yeah, they're moving a little bit there now. Sort of the shadow on your body there.
In my mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. In your head, you're going to go, whoa. But the thing is, at the moment there, we compare these two positions sort of bit by bit now. That's a much better, deeper, fuller backswing, okay? You got the club working more under plane, as we said before, behind you. Okay, that's good. As we then came back down, this one then got steeps going through your right shoulder. You watch this one here now, coming through your right bicep and forearm. As we get to here now, perfectly through your right forearm. As we get to that one there, I mean, there's no part of your club gets anywhere near your forearm there. Look at the next frame. Look where your hands are there. I mean, this looks like somebody here is potentially just going to skim that pebble and just spin it across the pond there, okay? I mean, those differences in arms there are quite noticeable. Then as the club comes in, I mean, your arms are almost awkward, aren't they? I mean, you try and say to yourself, from there, try and square that club face. I mean, you'd have to dislocate your wrist if you're not careful. That club coming in here now. Look at that position. Your arms much more into the body. Good strike of the ball there now. And this one started right, because this line here was set for a left-hander, so it looked a bit strange, but it's starting, okay? But actually did start on a decent line there. Now you're on your back foot, yeah, you are a little bit, okay? But that's going to hopefully over time, once you see hopefully today, and again, it might seem counterintuitive, and when this happens, it'll always be sod's law, there'll be trouble on the left-hand side. You'll pull into trouble left and might lose a golf ball. But when you start seeing a few drives kind of going in this direction, you're not going to feel the need to want to hang back here because, well, now you're going to want to start doing this. So I'm going to move this way and start swinging it towards your target, not trying to swing it this way away from where you think it's going to go or you know it's going to go, I suppose, yeah?
I don't think
it's an unconscious. It's an unconscious thing, 100% unconscious. Yeah, I mean, it's the same way. If you were starting to lose your balance this way, you wouldn't go, oh, I'm moving my arms. You would just, your body would react in such a way. You do so many things that people don't often realise they're doing them. It's just, yeah, you can see a golf through slicing the ball. If you get enough slices over time, you're going to do something. Yeah. I mean, if you think, okay, I'm going to try and swing from the inside. That's where that dragging that foot back. Yeah, you can change your path until you change that club face.
I only asked you about it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there are people who have a slightly close stance with their driver. It can work, but ultimately you've got to be able to control that thing. And until you can get that coming back to the golf ball, in effect, slightly closed, or what feels closed to you, so you square the target, there's no point in changing your path. But by getting that grip better on the club face there, and at least your arms here have got a chance to kind of swing. And the thing is, your arms, when they swing from inside here, the club's coming back from sort of around here, they swing in and around to the left. They don't swing out there. And that's the big misconception. Path obviously comes from into here. You don't just continue on out there. Otherwise, you'll get a golf swing that looks like this. You're just going to go.
But in the other extreme, if I was pulling out too short, I could be cutting across it, couldn't I? If I'd gone far too tight on the
you'd actually, if you did that, you'd probably really end up toe ending the shots, which I don't think I've seen many shots. You're more on the other end of the spectrum with that club.
I've been at this end of the club.
Yeah. So I wouldn't worry about. The thing is, spin is created on the golf ball from the path into the golf ball, not from the exit. Yeah. Basically, the golf swings that way. It does swing around to the left. If it swings around from this way, around to the left, you get the nice straighter shot. If you swing from this way around to the left, you get the slice spin. Swinging from here out to there you end up hurting yourself if you miss the golf ball. Swinging from there to there is just going to send it miles out to the right. So the club is an arc around your body. It's not just a continual straight line from sort of clock face. The feeling is you're swinging from 7 towards 1 o'clock until impact, but then you do come around the corner back to target. You're normally just swinging out to the right there. Otherwise, you just hit the ball way right. Yeah, unless you've got the most stupidly strong golf club, as in closed, which, you're nowhere near that, to be fair. So we wouldn't even comprehend that one, to be fair. So it's just a question of getting that club face straighter or feeling closed to you. Now, you might find a quick way of doing it by sort of just lifting the club in the air and dropping it down, or if needs be, just getting yourself on the club a little bit to the right of centre, if that makes sense. So you're tipping yourself more that way if you don't want to sort of stand there and lift the club here and do all this and then do that. If needs be, practice at home doing that in front of a mirror, so you learn what it feels like when you're in the right position without doing all that kind of turn twist. But your left hand and your right hand certainly need to turn. Think of the steering wheel analogy again. If your hands where they were kind of neutral down here, you've got to turn them a little bit sort of from 10 to 2 to like 12 to 4 to then get that.
You know, a lot of people, they talk about setting up the driver and they do everything and then they say...
a little bit of that, yeah.
I always thought that because they were hitting up on it, but is that...
It's a similar kind of thing, yeah. It basically takes your body now and it takes you this side of the golf club, yeah? That's the kind of thing. So when you're this side of the golf club now, when you come back to the golf ball, that club face now has got a chance to close up, yeah? And that's the way we sort of set up. So you are sort of setting up, if down the middle of the grip is what we'll call... neutral, it's not, but they'll call the middle of the grip neutral. You're setting up to the right of that grip, yeah? So your thumbs to the side, your palms this way, you're a bit more in that position with the driver because it's teed up. You want to be hitting up on that golf ball. And if you hit up on the ball the way you try and do it, you just slice it. So, okay. Make sense?